Sandra Luehrsen has degrees from Northern Illinois University and Arizona State University. She left the position as Assistant Dean of the ASU Graduate School to start her own art business. She teaches three-dimensional design at Mesa Community College and does a lot of ceramic workshops. Her ceramic sculpture has been exhibited locally, nationally, and internationally, as you probably gathered from the slide presentation. Her work is collected by institutions from ASU's Ceramic Research Center to the Camp Teapot Foundation. Books such as 500 Teapots 2, Smashing Glazes, and the Ceramic Surface Design book contain examples of her work. Her work was featured in the group exhibition Leading Ladies, Outstanding Women Artists of Arizona at our West Valley Art Museum at the Peoria City Hall Art Gallery. Women's Work, Women's Wisdom at Mesa Contemporary Arts in Mesa. Sonora Desert, Large and Small at Tohono Jewel Park in Tucson. One of her earlier pieces from 2009 was purchased by the West Valley Art Museum patron and donated to us and is part of our collection. It's entitled Family, and it's been on view several times over the years, most recently in that Leading Ladies exhibit. Sandra was the only artist working in three-dimensional art, featured among the 6 women selected for the WVAM's Leading Ladies Outstanding Arizona Artists exhibit in the winter of 2014. In 2013, the museum hosted the Arizona Clay Association's annual juried show, and that was where Sandra's piece was purchased by Peoria Arts Commission and is now on display at the Peoria Community Center, which is 2 blocks from the library. Her sculptures are made of red earthenware clay, as she described, and inspired by plant forms and their containers, often blurring the distinction between the two. Each sculpture may require multiple firings to achieve the effects that she desires and to produce the expression of life's energy that she's looking for. Quite amazing work, all told. Sandra, what's your favorite word?
I had to think about that one. Kiss.
What?
Kiss.
Kiss. Kiss.
It's not a big word. It's not a fancy word.
Not the rock group.
No. It's short and sweet. I like what it means, but I also like the sound of it.
Kiss. Yeah, there you go. What is your least favorite word?
The C word. The C word. It's just, I don't, it's so demeaning. It's a demeaning word for a woman, and I really don't like it. And one of my students used it. And he won't use it again. Use it again.
What turns you on?
Acts of kindness. I have a friend, Sophie Song. She used to live in the Valley, and she made a resolution that she would do one nice thing for somebody every single day of her life. And I just thought that was so beautiful. And it might just be to tell a stranger how nice they look. It didn't need to be, give somebody $50 or, traipse across town for them. It didn't always need to be something big, although for her it was. But I just thought that was beautiful. Just acts of kindness, especially the random ones that you don't expect.
What turns you off?
Cruelty. I don't get it. I don't understand why somebody would enjoy watching somebody else suffer. Whether it's emotional or physical. I don't understand it. And I don't like it.
What sound or noise do you love?
I had to think about that one too. Okay, this set in Peoria stays in Peoria. I'm a country western fan, and a lot of my friends aren't, so they kid me about it. But I like Kenny Chesney's instrumentals, the instrumental background music. I know that's an odd thing, but I have several of his pieces on my iPod. And the instrumental is so crisp and so clear and so beautiful. It's just a delight to listen to it.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Mosquitoes.
Oh.
And commercials. There have been commercials where they have the guy stick his hand into a clear plexi tube and there are mosquitoes. It's just, I have to go in the kitchen and do something else. I can't watch that or hear it.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
May I show you to your studio? Graham Nash said it best. Graham Nash is Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young rock group from the 60s and 70s. And he said, they'll be closing the lid on my cactus and I'm going to say just one more song. And I thought, yeah, for me it's one more sculpture. And I talked to another artist, a very good artist who does very well business-wise. She's a much better business person than me. But for her, you know, that didn't resonate with her, I don't think. She loves what she does, but when she's going to be done with it, she's going to be done with it. Yeah, when she retires, she'll probably, you know, she may dabble, we'll see. I mean, this is what she thinks now, and, you know, we all change our minds, but for me, it will, as long as I'm able, I will be making art. I have to.
It's always interesting, speaking as a ceramist as well, the opening of the kiln in the morning is often like a Christmas morning every morning.
It is, and sometimes you get what you want.
Yep.
Sometimes you don't, but every now and then you get something better than what you wanted.
Yeah.
And just hope for that day.
Yeah, you live for that day.
What generates ideas for your art? Where do you find your inspiration?
That's a tough one. I wish I had a nice, clear, easy, write it down answer. I get the ideas from a lot of things that I see. I look at a lot of art. I get it from the environment, from people. And so I can't tell you that there is one specific thing. Sometimes it's just from working. When I'm really stuck, I go in the studio and I just start making stuff with the idea that it may end up in the recycle bin, recycle my clay. But that's kind of how I work. I wish I know it's an unsatisfying answer, and I knew you were going to ask it, and I thought, God. But it's just from living. What I see inspires me. Clearly, the desert landscape. That it is so resilient. It's so fragile. It's so harsh. It's so beautiful. Just like people. Or all of those things, and so it's just a kind of a mishmash. I'm real intuitive, that the personality tests tell me.
What advice would you give a young aspiring artist today?
Work. I subscribe to Malcolm Gladwell's theory of, I don't know if it's his theory, but he talks about it in his book Outliers, and he calls it the 10,000 hour rule. And he said that in order to master anything, whether it's art or flying an airplane, you need to practice it for 10,000 hours. And I think that's true, but when you think about 10,000 hours, it's not that much. If you're working full-time, it's 5 years. If you're working 20 hours a week, some people can't work at what they want to do for a full 40. If it's 20 hours, that's 10 years. But really, that's not that long to master something. And I think that eventually, if you work hard enough, you'll get there. most people, or get discouraged. Maybe it's not really for you, and go, leave the field.
Good advice. We'll take questions from the audience.
Can I ask
Now's your chance to learn everything you wanted to know.
is there an exhibit or a show that you wish you had gotten in that you did not?
Oh gosh, that's a good question, and I'm sure there were. I can't think of one where I was really devastated. I was talking to somebody earlier. I think maybe it was you, Connie, in the gallery, about when you get rejected, you just say next. You have to develop a thick skin, or you just crumble. Because all of us who've entered shows, been rejected a lot of times. Miriam Shapiro, a very famous New York painter, said that she got in about 10% of the shows that she entered until she got famous. Once they recognized her work, they said, oh, I must know that work and that can happen too. So it's important to get the work out there, because the more that's out there, the more recognizable the work is, and your luck goes up. Your luck gets improved. But I'll think about it and I'll email you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Have you heard of PBS Art Beat Nation?
Yes.
Well, I watch it faithfully every Sunday, and I have learned so much about various artists, and I hope to see you on it.
Oh, well, we'll tell them that.
Different little vignettes, and it's just wonderful.
Thank you.
I enjoyed your work tremendously.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, please write to them and tell them that. I'm not shy.
Anyone else? Well, we want to thank you very much for coming tonight. That concludes